Welcome to Memento Argentum, where remembering the silver screen is a requirement, not a request. I will be your host, E. Lynn, and allow me to tell you a goofy mashup of a tale. A pair of railroad baggage clerks receive a strange shipment, the remains of both Dracula and Frankenstein's monster. Delivering them to a house of horrors attraction, the smaller of the duo finds out that both creatures are still alive. Although in the case of Frankenstein's monster, it is just barely. The creatures disappear into the night and leave the clerks holding the bill for the disappearing attractions. Through crazy shenanigans and monstrous hijinks, the two try to locate the missing attractions, while also juggling some beautiful women. Will they survive? Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein was released in 1948 and stars Bud Abbott, Lou Costello, Lon Chaney Jr., Bela Lugosi, Glenn Strange, Lenore Albert, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, Jane Randolph, Frank Ferguson, and Charles Bradstreet. There's also a small uncredited cameo by Vincent Price. Keep an eye out for that. This was a request from a subscriber. Thank you so much for requesting this. I love watching Abbott and Costello films. Anyone who knows anything about them will know automatically, but I'm going to say this for anyone who is not familiar with their work. This is in black and white. I actually am not aware of any of their work being in color. So they're hilarious, but it is in black and white. The comedic stylings of Abbott and Costello are so iconic, and this movie is no exception. Also, for anyone who thinks that Marvel did the mashup thing first, sorry, but Universal got there first. The only thing Marvel did that was different was add in an overarching plot. This movie has Frankenstein's monster, Dracula, and the Wolfman, all in pretty important roles. They weren't just cameos. All of them had, well, actually, Frankenstein's monster didn't have very many speaking lines, but he was still like a main lamp in the movie. Like he was a plot MacGuffin. But Dracula and the Wolfman were both clearly like lead characters. I can't say villain because the Wolfman isn't actually really a villain in this movie. Dracula is. Dracula so is. Also, for all the funny moments, there are some genuinely creepy moments in here. I think it's at least part due to Bela Lugosi because holy cow, he does Dracula so well. He's just so creepy. Also, Lenore Albert, I really hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, has moments of amazing creep as well. Like she does amazing. She's holding her own against Bela Lugosi. It's astonishing. These actors were not putting in a bad performance just because it was a comedy. I do think that it was a little bit sad that Glenn Strange was Frankenstein's monster instead of Boris Karloff. But it looks like Karloff was only Frankenstein's monster for like 3 films, so it's entirely possible that they couldn't get him because he was on to other things, which is possible with Boris Karloff. The irony of the romances is not lost on me, but it's also not lost on the film. Costello is the short, chubby one. That's the easiest way of putting it. He's the bumbling one. Abbott is the tall, skinny one, for anyone wondering. And Costello is the one that gets 2 ladies going after him. And it is revealed, I suppose this is a form of spoiler, but it is revealed that neither of the ladies is after him for him. They are doing it because they are trying to get information out of him or something else out of him. And it is actually hilarious because both of the women are drop dead gorgeous. So Abbott cannot figure it out, and the audience can't figure it out until it's revealed either. And that just makes it so much more glorious because they are actually showing the stupidity of women settling for the dumb one. And really what they're doing is trying to get something out of him. I know some women can find things attractive about the short, chubby guys. I'm not saying I'd never find a short, chubby guy attractive. It's just the way that Costello acts is very hard to think of him as a romantic lead. You would be more like a caretaker. And for some women, that's perfectly fine. I could never do that myself. The soundtrack is perfectly cliched for the film. It is supposed to be that dramatic horror music, and it's perfect. It fits perfectly. I love this film. I love Abbott and Costello. They are hilarious. I grew up on them, plus Laurel and Hardy and Buster Keaton, uh, Marx Brothers. So this fit perfectly into the niche that I was looking for a comedy. Thank you so much for requesting it. Don't be afraid to request films. I am almost through the requests now. I'm sure that there's more now, but yeah, it's I am perfectly happy doing any requests that I can fulfill. Hopefully, I can fulfill any requests that people put in. I will be trying my best. What will help me continue to fulfill requests is join my Patreon, like and subscribe, comment, because it will help me gain more and more viewers and help me afford the movies that I want to get in order to do reviews of them. When I can do that, I can show people, more and more people, the joys of old Hollywood and how much fun it can be to just sit down, turn off your brain for a while, and watch a guy bumbling through a castle trying to avoid Dracula. And every time he points it out to his partner doesn't see him because they always time it just right to where Dracula's out of the picture by the time he gets over there. And it is just so much joy. It's the comedy of errors. That's what it is, and I love it. Speaking of comedy of errors, join me next time for The Court Jester, another request from a subscriber. Until then, adieu.